So everyone knows that motorcycles can be pretty good stress relievers. But when you're angry, is it really such a good idea to get out on your motorcycle and ride? I have some thoughts on this. Let's jump right in. Yeah, it's no secret, guys and gals, that motorcycles can be very, very good for your mental health. So, I mean, there's a lot of reasons why you should ride motorcycles to begin with, but stabilizing mental health, helping with depression, things like that, well, it's all the more reason. Motorcycling as a hobby gets a lot of hate from people that don't quite understand it, that don't quite get it, but the mental health benefits are quite well documented. We've done a whole live show on how motorcycles can help with your mental health. And so I'm definitely an advocate for riding to help with mental states and things like that. And I know it's helped me in the past where I've been feeling a bit low or something like that, or I've had a really stressful day at work, and it's basically helped me get through the day. So yeah, definitely a worthwhile hobby for a lot of reasons, not just because motorcycles are fun to ride. And that's the thing, there are loads of really, really kind of interesting things that riding a motorcycle actually does that benefits you, other than what a lot of people just see from the outside. So if you're not riding a motorcycle yet, why? Ask yourselves why you're not riding yet. Come on, it's fun. But despite that, should you take your anger out on a ride? So if you had an argument with your wife or family member, or you just got sacked from work or something like that and you're on your way home, well, I don't think so. I don't think you should ride your motorcycle if you are feeling angry. If you're feeling angry enough that you're going to do stupid things on your bike, then definitely not. However, it will help to calm you down. So once you've got over that kind of initial stage of anger, you know, where you're at your most kind of, what's the word? Your most kind of violent, I suppose. I don't know if that's the right way, but the most unstable, when you're feeling the most unstable, that's when you shouldn't get on your motorcycle. But when you give it a little bit of time, even just 5-10 minutes, you might have a totally different kind of feeling. It might feel totally different, and it's at that point is when you could certainly get on your motorcycle, and it should help at that stage for sure. God, this roundabout sucks. Yeah, because you can see how it's going to go wrong, can't you? If you get on your motorcycle when you're angry and you start doing stupid things, you know, you start really pulling that throttle back without a care in the world. And, you know, guys, I've been there. I've been in that situation where I'm feeling really low to the point where almost life is meaningless. And I get that. But the thing is, riding a motorcycle in that stage, in that mental state, isn't going to help you, because it means that you are going to start taking risks, and it might not even be in the conventional way, in the sense that you're going to crash or something like that. It could simply be that you'll get in an altercation with another driver, all because you are feeling angry. And again, that's not good. I mean, we've discussed about altercations with other drivers and self-defense for bikers in another video, so I'll leave that linked up in the top corner for you to watch afterwards. But a situation like that can escalate to a point where it could put your life in danger. And look, I'll tell you one thing. Your life is not meaningless. You ride a motorcycle. That is all you need to give your life meaning. And that's the funny thing, that might sound a bit extreme, but without this motorcycle, my life would have less meaning. Which sounds mental, but it's true. This motorcycle is part of my life, part of my personality, it's part of me. So if you are a biker and you ride motorcycles and you're enthusiastic about riding, then you've got something to live for. You know, as extreme as that might sound, there's so many experiences that you can get on your motorcycle that you can't get doing anything else. So just try and keep that in mind. If you're feeling angry and you're about to get on your motorcycle, just remember that your motorcycle is the thing that could be keeping you alive. And I think that's especially true with preventative illness, preventative mental illness, preventative depression. Because if you're riding a motorcycle every week, even just once a week for example, then that is seriously going to help with depression. Seriously, because it's going to make you feel so much better. It's going to give you that dopamine. It's going to make everything feel much better. And that's what I mean when you get to that stage where you've calmed down just a little bit, just enough where you're a bit more coherent and you're able to concentrate a bit more. You're not just flooded with rage, you know, that kind of thing. Then that's where a motorcycle is going to help, because it's going to put things into more of a perspective for you, and it can be really therapeutic just to ride and not say anything, even just ride and just not think about anything. It's weird like that. It's almost like it becomes a mundane task, but it's one of those things that just really helps with the way you feel. And it's so interesting that the psychology of motorcycle riders is so interesting. Just because it's I don't know, it's like, do you guys ever get this feeling that whenever you're riding a motorcycle and you meet someone that doesn't, you think to yourself, mate, you're missing out. Seriously, the amount of enthusiasm I have around motorcycles, it really rubs off on other people. I mean, people that know me must be like, man, you're a motorcycle kind of nerd. You love motorcycles. And it's like, yeah, I do. And like I said, it's part of my personality, it's part of me, it's part of my life, but I don't know, it just makes you think. I almost feel sorry for other people that they don't ride motorcycles, that they're missing out on such an experience, on something that could literally change their lives. Yeah. It's fascinating, absolutely fascinating. But look guys, if you're feeling angry, then don't ride your motorcycle in that particular moment. Don't be like, I don't know, like that on the gas or what have you. Don't do that. And if you're riding a motorcycle and something makes you really angry whilst you're riding, like for example, I don't know, a driver really pisses you off, they do something that is absolutely outrageous and you're angry about it, be angry, but if you need to, if it gets to a stage where you can't control it, then just pull over for a bit. Pull over for just a moment, get your bearings, and then carry on. Believe me, I've been there, guys. All the things that I'm describing right now, I've been there. And it's not pretty, it's not fun. But sometimes it takes a little bit of time just to contextualize things, just making things make sense to you, putting things into context. And that takes time. It takes a little bit of time, but it'll be well worth it. Tell you what, today has been so weird, man. We're in the middle of November and we're well into double digits, 17, 18 degrees Celsius. And there's loads of these little bugs flying around. And it's almost like we're having a revitalized spring. It's like we're living through spring again. It's weird. And just on this ride today, I've had like little bugs fly into my mouth and stuff, and I've got into like little coughing fits. Yeah, crazy. Oh dear. Anyway, guys and gals, let me know how you feel about riding motorcycles. You know, do you ride them when you're angry? I mean, some of you probably don't get much of a choice because it's your only mode of transport. And if that's the case, well, what do you do when you're feeling angry? Do you just get through it? Do you know how to control your anger to a point where when you're riding a motorcycle, because I think for me this happens quite a lot, where when I'm angry but I'm on a motorcycle, I'm still concentrating, if you know what I mean. I haven't lost my concentration, and sometimes I think that's the worry, is that sometimes people will lose that concentration when they're in that state. I mean, let me know if that's ever happened to you and how you dealt with it. But I mean, yeah, it's hard to say because it's all individual, isn't it? You know, some people can be totally calm and collective in a situation that would make someone else angry to the point where you know, they can't control their emotions, kind of thing. There's that pretty infamous clip, I'm sure a lot of you have seen it, where there's a guy on a motorcycle that pulls up next to a moving car and he kicks it, but he kicks it so hard that he actually kicks himself off of his bike. Like, the bike loses control and it goes into a wall and stuff. And it's situations like that that are just not worth it, man. Seriously, not worth it. There's no point in getting into that stage where you can't control yourself, because that guy would have been thinking to himself afterwards, wow, that was really stupid. And it was, but I get it though at the same time. If this driver really did something that made him that angry that he did that, obviously he wasn't thinking straight. I think this is where motorcycle riders have got to have a bit more restraint than anyone else, because if you get angry inside a car, well, there's not much you can do while everyone's moving. But on a motorcycle, there's actually quite a lot you can do. But the problem is that it's a double-edged sword, because it might end up hurting you, it might end up making you crash and stuff. But I don't know, guys. I mean, hey, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Let me know in those what kind of situations you've been in where anger has been an issue, and yeah, how it all went down and how you end up dealing with it. But I just hope that, you know, you were able to control yourself and that you were able to bring yourself back to normality in some sense, or at least to the point where you're able to concentrate and contextualize. But thank you ever so much again for watching. Leave a like, hit subscribe if you want to see more of the ZZR. I hope you enjoyed this little ride out with me, and we will catch you all in the next video. Have a good one.